Okay, unfortunately, you guys, you did read this title correctly. This video is entitled Why I Will Never Cheat a Merchant Again. But let me explain because in my life, my entire life, even as a kid, I've always considered myself taking a moralistic, spiritual, universal approach to every situation that I either create, allow, or promote in my life. And you'll know what that means if you've watched any of my other videos. But everything that we experience in life occurs for one of three reasons. We either allow it, promote it, or create it. Now, of course, that's really 99.9% of what we experience. There are, of course, those instances where we do not control what happens at any given moment, but we do control how we react to it. So I just never considered myself as someone that, well, I wasn't someone that cheats people or do anything like that. But you know how when you're at a fair or an event where there are lots of merchants and people are selling their wares and you start haggling and negotiating and going back and forth of what you'll pay for whatever service or product that they're offering. That sometimes is, normal for people. I just always considered myself as being one that would, be fair when it comes to those types of negotiations. Well, at this particular time in my life, I was at a fair, a state fair with my girls, and we were having lots of fun. And, I had the three girls, so you only have s- so much fun to do for the day. So, a limited amount of funds, I should say. Or, in my case, they were limited. So, there's a certain amount set aside for food and drinks, and then some to pay for tickets for the rides, and then some for, some trinkets or things you may purchase while you're there, like balloons or stuffed animals or whatever. Well, at this particular one, there was a guy that was drawing paintings of or pictures of, the charcoal drawings of the customers. And this guy was good, you guys. I mean, those pictures look just like yeah, if you wear earrings, your hairstyle, all of that. So I was really excited and I was like, oh, I want to. And I had my three girls and I had one of my nieces with me. And she was one that visited with us a lot and, stayed over. So I wanted to get, pictures of the girls yeah, and one of myself. And this guy did the charcoal drawings, and he used the colors that we wore. So you would see me like in this blue and with the black and with my, everyone knows what a picture looks like. Okay. So, and he did such a great job. And before, because I had looked at some of the ones he had did with the people that were before me. So I was like, yeah, I want this guy to do mine. So when we got up to it, and he had to have the canvas and the charcoal and the different colored chalk, all everything that he would need. And so he told me what the price would be, and again, I'm thinking about my limited funds, and so I started to hackle with them, and I was like, "No, I won't be able to do that, but you're going to be doing four because it was well, he would be doing five because it would be my three girls, then my niece, and then myself, so it would be five." I was like, "So I'm really doing five," and I'm haggling him down and haggling him down until he agreed to some ridiculous ass low price that I gave him. I should say too, I think it was towards the end of the day. So, they don't want to have to take a lot of material back and pack it back up and everything. So his thing was he'll discount it and that way he'll have less and, stuff to have to carry. So that's what we did. I and my girls were ecstatic over these drawings. Oh my God, he's an artist, so he did a really great job. And then I was really happy with, of course, the cost of it all. I was like, dang, this is really good. And I'm thinking to myself, and I didn't say it out loud, I was like, this was really a steal. Keep that word in mind, a steal, cheat, manipulator. So I got home and I was trying to figure out where in my house I wanted to hang these portraits at because they were that nice. And of course, I had to buy frames for them and all of that. So I got the frames, and as I'm hanging them up and looked at them, they were gorgeous. And it's like it brought that room to life with all of us, the good time that we had. It was a nice memory. As I was looking at that and thinking about this good steal of a deal I got, the biblical phrase came to me: a workman is worthy of his wages. And I'm not going to cry right now because those words hit me like a steel hammer. And I was like, I mean, we all think that it's, normal to negotiate and haggle. And like I said, it can be for some people, but the impact of those words, the workman is worthy of his wages, really hit home for me because it's not even just the work that he did. It was the charcoal, the ink, the canvas, the paper, all of that this guy would have to purchase and everything in order for him to make the living that he was making. And then for people to come along and say, your work is really great, it's tremendous, it's beautiful, but I'm only going to pay this because it's not worth what you're saying that it's worth. And I thought about myself in that situation. Like, say, if we're going to a job interview and they're saying that, you know, the job pays a certain amount, and you're like, well, yeah, that would be great. And then they start to haggling and negotiating you down and whittling down to you down to a different starting wage. How would that feel? Not great, right? So, and I actually had a situation in my life where some company tried to do that with me, but this was after I had learned my lesson of people being worthy of the value that we put on ourselves, and we have to stick to that. So you'll hear that story when I'm talking about the life lessons during the working years. But I felt so bad, you guys. And yeah, I did cry that night because I was like, I felt like I cheated this guy who had a definite skill and who talent I was willing to pay for as soon as I saw it with the other customers that he had. And then for me to get there and negotiate and whittle him down to what I wanted to pay was just to me not a fair way to do business. And I can guarantee you that I never, ever did that again, no matter what type of venue I was at, and no matter how people said, you need to negotiate and you need to do this. No, if someone tells me what the price is of a service or a product that they have, if I don't agree with it, then I don't argue, I don't negotiate, I don't haggle. I either purchase the item or I don't. It's not up to me to tell someone else what they're worth or what their skills are worth or what their talent is worth. I can always feel for myself whether it's worth it, but to argue with someone about what their worth is and what skill and time and experience they put in there to get to the point that they're at, it's just ludicrous to me. And I don't know how many of you may have heard the joke about the plumber who goes to a woman's house and her toilet and everything is all clogged up and she needs help, and within a few minutes, he undrains it, clears it out, and he says, that'll be, $120. And she goes, $120? You were only here for 10 minutes. He said, yes, but it took me years to learn this skill. So sitting there trying to determine what someone else has done and how they got to where they're at and the experience that they have, if you don't have that skill, she needed that to be done. So whatever the price was, that's what she needed to pay. I mean, so I'm not sure how this lesson would go over with other people because some people are like, well, you should do that. And that's fine as long as you think that. I said again, for me, I try to look at doing things in my life where I have a moralistic standard that I adhere to. And that means, for me, not belittling someone else's skill, expertise, or talent so that I can benefit by paying them less than what they're asking. So, as you guys know, my channel is Life Lessons Learned. As I said, I never did that anymore. Whenever I was at places like that, I paid whatever they were asking, and I did so with glee. And um, my mantra is knowledge is in the knowing, but wisdom is in the doing. And remember, the doing and the learning of an application is in the doing, you know, acting from the standpoint that you've learned that lesson and that you're doing something differently than what you would have done in the past. And that you're adapting those lessons as you move forward in life to all areas of your life. So let me know what you think or some lessons you may have learned or how you feel about when you're out dealing with merchants and being at places like that when it's expected for you to, haggle and go back and forth and that kind of thing. Please leave a comment, share this video, and as always, life lessons learned. We are always learning them throughout all our time here on this planet. And my goal is just to share some that I've learned and how they have been able to help me to move forward in my life. See you later.